first Etro, who we are dating the company from, he was born in 1606 and his name was Gasparre. So our t-shirts sometimes they carry that date, 1606 Etro. The textile business was started by my grandfather, Janko Pontremoli, and he was the one that used to travel to China and Japan in the 40s and then after the war. And physically, the Etro company as Etro started in '68 when the biggest revolutions and revolutionary movements began. And that was the time when Jimo, Papa, started playing with Paisley Design. He traveled to India and he traveled to France quite a lot, to Lyon, and in England at the same time, where he could find these amazing designs, floral, always linked to nature. That is the Paisley design that dates back to Mesopotamia. You even find it in Gilgamesh, in l'Epopea di Gilgamesh, and he brought it on fabric, and that's how we started. We all joined very young, the company, myself and my brothers. Everything was very experimental at the beginning. Growing up in a family dealing with fabrics, with beautiful things, because it wasn't just textiles or fabrics or home interiors. It was also the family's always been involved in art, in antiques. Certainly, that was a great schooling. It was a visual schooling. When I was 16, 17, 18, I used to go to flea markets and specialized markets around Europe looking for old books. I built up a collection of some 15,000 pieces. On the side you had antique clothing, not vintage, so a lot of uniforms. So I would, at the same time, the same day, pick out from these big piles of uniforms, a piece from the Carabinieri, a piece from the British Army. I would dress up. I always loved anthropology, ethnography, folkloristic issue, ethnicities. I've always looked at what I was doing a bit more theatrical, poetical, never about just the clothing. People that wear Etro, or people that wear whatever they wear, they should be happy. Through color, and this is, I think, the theme that is recurring in my works, through color, through joy, through different color scheme, through smile, through happiness, through this idea of browning motion, you find harmony. I'm a bit of a storyteller. We did these amazing things, this work I love. We did this procession. We had oxes and horses, even dressed in Paisley, marching through Milan. To me, the greatest success is to share this sense of irony, this sense of color, this sense of joy with others. Point. Another show to which I'm very much attached, it's this thing called Gioco dell'Oca, which is the ladder game, where you try to reach out of 100 boxes the end of the game, but most of the time you're sent back. And that is a man's life, you know, the ups and downs. So I had different humanity running through this spiral catwalk, all with wigs and beards, designed with these costume makers from the Fellini movies. Inspiration is meditating first, and After you create it, if you manage to create that sense of void, of emptiness, then you can start something anew. How? By listening, by looking around, by smelling, by touching, like a little boy. I have to be, first of all, faithful to this belonging, to this natural belonging, to the universe, to Mother Nature. So I cannot avoid being faithful to that. Out of that, out of this friendship, out of this loving, then, okay, books, theatrical things, objects, archives, textile archives, from traveling, certainly. Paisley represents the tree of life, Mother Nature. It's an amazing symbol. It's not just aesthetics, there's ethics. It comes from the palm tree, and the palm tree would give shelter to people in Mesopotamia, food and clothing. Fantastic. So we're not just dressing up in something which is beautiful in terms of coloring, in terms of design, but has a true meaning to it. My muse is Constanza, my wife. We fell in love in Mexico. It's a magical experience. To me, creativity is altogether feminine. It's her, and it's giving birth. Another great thing was when all the journalists arrived, the catwalk upside down. So what happened? They would come in through the backstage without knowing it. So they were coming in through the backstage. They were seeing all the fabrics and the pictures of the models dressed. Everything was explained. And then suddenly, El Sipario, we opened up the curtains and we pushed them on the catwalk. So I was at the end of the catwalk. All the models were sitting where the journalists usually sit, applauding the journalist doing the catwalk. And I was at the end saying, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You did it so well." Another show, it's certainly this show where they were coming down these slides. We had two gigantic white slides, so the idea of not walking out, not running out, not, but and I did it twice. Once they were coming down like this, and one like this, and then the guys would jump. Everyone did what they had to do. They did perform. I didn't tell them to perform. They performed because they became actors of something they liked. They took part. I've always been interested in new point of views. Apply a new point of view in fashion, in a catwalk, in a jacket, in a pair of trousers. Our use of color and print is a new point of view. I love color. Color is light. If you look at a rainbow is a projection of light, and through different vibrations of light you see color. Black is the absence of light, the absence of color, but the absence of light. We could compare black to, for example, in life, to the dark side of our being. But, of course, it's to be avoided. It's better to have fun, to think positive, to be ironic, and to play. With this amazing presentation in a supermarket, in a place. Again, the name is Super, so Superman, supermarket. So it's the most amazing market where you could go, a supermarket. And we showed the collection there because it's where people meet nowadays. The other one we did was making a train. So we got pieces from Caserta, pieces from Bologna, and we built an ancient train in Milan. The idea was to leave Porta Genova station with all the journalists, going to Genova, placing the train on a boat. With the boat, in 6 months, like we used to emigrar, used to move from Italy and reaching America, make, produce, design the collection on board, free of duty, detaxed, like in 6 months, and land in the port of New York with a Fellini band, with the collection done. I think Etro Men's collection reflects me in as much it does reflect my spirit, the way I feel things, and but at the same time it's not about me. So otherwise there's an end to everything. It's not meaning. It's color has always been there. I'm just expressing it. I'm just saying things that are there to be seen. I'm just sharing with people. To World Fashion Channel, I wish you all the best from the heart, and really enjoy life and enjoy truly.